Next week, it's our NBA 2K TV Awards show.
That's right. We are recognizing those of you that stand out in various ways in NBA 2K25.
And for this special episode, we'll have some extra 2K TV interactive questions, so that means chances for you to earn some VC.
We'll see you then. Enjoy the game.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me at the table, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And we've also got Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. It's the 80s team taking on the 2000s team. And it's going to be the 2000s team off the tip. Now the starting group for the visitors. Michael Jordan is out there with Magic Johnson. Then there's Moses Malone. Then there's McHale. And it's Bird in at the small forward position.
He's the defensive anchor for this team. Duncan excels at reading shooters and then altering their shots.
Now here's Johnson following the miss by Kobe Bryant. Outside for Jordan. LeBron against Bird. Back to Jordan. Johnson, the pass to Malone. And here's Jordan outside.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Here's Shaq. Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
It's a tall challenge trying to contain Shaq, especially when he's operating close to the basket.
Jordan outside. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Jordan's gone 1 of 2, shooting from 3. Knocks it loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The 2000s team will have another go. On defense, the 80s team. Back to Iverson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Now here's McHale. Pass to Jordan. Lock at 6. The 3. It's hauled in by LeBron.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Did a great job closing the gap, making the shooter feel uncomfortable.
Here's Bird. It's blocked by Shaq.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
Jordan outside. Pass to Bird. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson with it. Offline with his 3.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from 3.
Shaq dishing to Iverson. Back to Shaq. The pass to Bryant. That's in, coming off the assist from O'Neal.
Nice set there, making it easy for Bryant. He had that lined up all the way.
So the 80s team called timeout. They're first.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
Johnson with it. Malone outside. Passes it to Jordan. Fires from deep. Duncan grabs the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Shat can't hit. And so Bird will bring it up for the 80s team. Trailing by 4. Here's Jordan. Malone. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, Malone is an absolute nightmare on the offensive glass. Does a great job of establishing that position for that putback slam.
Now here's James. Scoreless thus far. And that one's good, Iverson.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Here's Bird after the made shot from Allen Iverson. Back to Jordan. It's out of bounds. Last touch by O'Neal.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
The 2000s team making a switch here. Garnett's checked in. The 80s team also changing it up. Olajuwon's checked in for Malone. And Irving subbed in for Michael Jordan. And the 80s team has possession. Olajuwon. The rebound by Garnett.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake. A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
Here's Irving. Following the basket by Shaquille O'Neal. Garnett against McHale. Pass to Irving. Poked away. Just 5 to shoot. Great D that time from James. And here's the 2000s team. Garnett with it, and it's McHale picking him up. KG, that's good.
Just a knockdown shooter. Garnett so good with the ball in his hands.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Outside Irving. Shoots over Kobe. O'Neal with the rebound. O'Neal's got 4 rebounds now tonight. With the drive, and Shaq with the slam.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
They came out and bum rushed them. Huge difference in activity level from both teams tonight.
First personal foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Shooting for the 80s team, Magic Johnson, taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. The 80s team making some changes. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for McHale. Worthy comes in for Larry Bird. And Wilkins subbed in for Irving. And both free throws good for Johnson.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now, here's Wade. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. The basket good off the assist from Wade.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Johnson finds Abdul-Jabbar. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Pass to Wilkins. Back to Abdul-Jabbar. James Worthy on the wing. Drills it from outside.
James Worthy.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. The 2000s team on top as they end the first quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. What do you think, guys, about the 2000s team here so far?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
It leads to some easy buckets, and I think it's given them control of the pace in this one.
And so it's Wilkins who brings up the ball for the 80s team. 8-point game on the court for the 80s team. They've got Thomas. Worthy out there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then there's Dominique Wilkins. And it's Dantley in at the 3, the small forward. Carter outside. The pass to Duncan. Shoots over Wilkins. The offensive rebound. The shot by Nash, no good.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one.
Oh, Kevin, not a petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Now, here's Nash. He has yet to score. Pass to Nowitzki. Wide open. Basket good. And the 2000s team leads by 8.
A mid-range specialist. All Nowitzki needs is a little wiggle room, and he's going to let it go.
Worthy outside. Pass to Thomas. To the paint. Shots good by Dantley.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
And here's the 2000s team. They've led by as many as 11 points. It's Nowitzki on the wing. 2 points. That one goes.
One of the very best. Wade will get you the rock.
Wilkins surveying the defense. And he gets it to go.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Wade outside. Carter outside. Pass to Duncan. Over Worthy. And Thomas pulls it down. And the 80s team has possession. They trail by 6. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Duncan. Wade on the wing. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. They get Dominique Wilkins.
First team
one of the
foul.
most dynamic guards in the game. Wade can do it all on offense and is also a terrific shot blocker at that position.
That free throw good from Wade. Both teams will make substitutions. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Thomas passes to Malone. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
And Malone excels in putting himself in a great position, really on both ends. Just a dynamite rebounder and interior scorer.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the 2000s team.
The ball movement has been outstanding so far. They've come out of the gate looking for that extra pass.
They've out-hustled the opponent so far in this one. A lot of points in the open floor, and that's giving them the advantage.
The 2000s team making a switch here. McGrady's checked in. And both free throws good for Malone. And here's the 2000s team. 6-point lead. Jordan with the steal. The rebound by James. And so James will bring it up for the 2000s team. Here's Pierce. And McHale pulls it down. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Irving can't get it to go. To the middle. Oh, and here comes Pierce all alone.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
Now, here's Thomas. No scoring in this one. Malone looking around. 4 on the shot clock. McHale. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
McGrady outside. The pass to Yao. Iverson outside.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Kevin McHale pulls it in.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoided fouling and got in perfect position to alter that shot.
Now here's Iverson following the miss by Michael Jordan. And the shot goes down. LeBron's got his first 2 points.
Making the D look helpless. James is just locked in once he gets this close.
Time called here. The 80s team will talk it over.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
For the 2000s team, O'Neal's checked in for Yao. Arnett comes in for Pierce. And Kobe is subbed in for Tracy McGrady. The 80s team also changing it up. Bird comes in for Irving. And it's Johnson in for Thomas.
And when you have this kind of size as a point guard, what a tremendous advantage. Magic can really match up with all 5 positions.
Now here's Iverson. From about 19 feet, he can't get that one.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take. And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Poked loose. Bryant against Jordan. Here's Malone. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
Well, okay, well, I like his aggressiveness, but like the defense was waiting on him that time.
Here's Iverson. And that's collected by Bird. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And the shot goes in. Now here's Iverson. There's 21 seconds left to play in the first half. Passes it to Bryant. Good. And it's Iverson who picks up the assist. Iverson's got 3 assists now in this one. Johnson surveying the floor. He feeds it to Bird. With 2 seconds left. Can't capitalize inside.
Nice contest. High level of energy. That's how you play defense.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. The 2000s team leads by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Shaq is really having a good game here.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
So with Nash sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Duncan is out there with O'Neal. Then it's Iverson. Then it's James. And it's Bryant in at the 2-guard position.
Why fade away there? Just making the shot more difficult, if you have to ask me.
Malone with the block.
And how about the quicks there by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for the 2000s team. They've led by as many as 11 points. Left side, Kobe. Back to Iverson. Shot clock at 6. Shot from the top of the key. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Iverson's got 6.
As a scorer, Iverson has great concentration. He's totally fixated on finding a shot.
Johnson double teamed. Here's Bird. Here's Malone. And it's slammed in by Malone.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
He's just giving them everything he has. It's why his teammates appreciate and enjoy playing with him.
And the 80s team has possession. A 2-point game. Here's Bird. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. And that's now 6 points for Larry Bird. Johnson against Iverson. LeBron outside. Inside. And it's Shaquille O'Neal with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. For the 2000s team. Nowitzki's checked in for Shaq. Pierce comes in for James. And Nash is subbed in for Iverson. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Pass to Olajuwon for the lead. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Setting up the half-court offense now.
They've got to find a way, not enough ball movement or body movement when they get in the half-court. That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Jordan against Bryant. Beyond the arc. And there's Michael Jordan. The assist by Johnson. Jordan's got the lead up to 3 now for the 80s team. And the 2000s team decides to take their first time out here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
On the wrong side of a scoring run here, we might see a lineup change. I'll be pretty curious.
Checked in for McCabe.
Make some noise.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Back to Nash. He dishes it to Pierce. He kicks it to Nowitzki. Here's Duncan. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Bird passes to Olajuwon. High post try, and he gets the bucket. And it's a 5-point 80s team lead.
Just such great consistency on that jump shot. Even though he's not always squared up, Bird terrific in the catch and shoot game.
Now here's Bryant. It's Pierce on the wing, guarded by Gervin. Back to Kobe. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Michael Jordan.
The motor of Bryant never stops, even inside where he goes right at the D.
It's his first trip to the line. The free throw drops for Kobe. Yao, he's checked in for Tim Duncan. The 80s team also changing it up. Irving's checked in for Jordan. And Isaiah Thomas is subbed in for Magic Johnson. And so he hits both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Nash against Thomas. Pass to Olajuwon. Over Yao. Olajuwon. Good. Olajuwon's got his first bucket in this one.
And that's the rub. I mean, as good as Olajuwon is on the blocks, he can be equally as effective from mid-range.
And there's the pass to Nowitzki. Yao. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And so Thomas will bring it up for the 80s team. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. A nice shot by Gervin.
We're finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
1:39 left in the third quarter. Another shot. And there's the nice layup by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 6 points.
That's a blue-collar bucket right there. Grown man basket. Put in the work. Got a second chance to score.
Here's Thomas. And it's Paul Pierce with the rebound. And here's Nash. Still without a basket. 1:07 left to play here in the third. Kicks it to Young. 6 to shoot. Outside, Pierce. Over Irving. They get it back. Nowitzki. Here's Yao. It counts. And the foul. It's on Larry Bird.
Guys, it's just so difficult to stop Yao. His size and strength let him go right through that contact.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the 80s team.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
And one other thing, I love how comfortable they are looking to operate from mid-range. No qualms about taking those wide-open jumpers.
And that one falls for Yao.
And, you know, he's such a huge figure from a cultural standpoint. Yao is also someone teammates love playing with because of that easygoing personality.
Now here's Irving. To the inside. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And you can tolerate gas like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
The 2000s team making a switch here. O'Neal's checked in. The 2000s team with the ball. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game time. For the lead, Garnett the pass to Iverson. Second chance shot. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
This is why he's out there. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Feeds to Wilkins. Over McGrady. And it's Wilkins. That time on the assist from Julius Irving. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. It's the 80s team up by 3. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. On the court for the 80s team, McHale is out there with Wilkins. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Johnson. And it's Malone in at the center position.
And this is why Shaq's teammates lob it up for him. They trust him to finish that alley-oop.
Here's Johnson following the basket by Shaquille O'Neal. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You gotta focus on the details.
Here's Iverson. Passes it to O'Neal. Shoots over Malone. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Duncan with the bucket.
And how about the timing from Duncan on the glass? Getting there to collect that offensive rebound and the putback.
Johnson kicks to Malone. Trying to get open is Johnson. It's blocked by Shaq. Here's James. LeBron right to the finish. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the 2000s team.
All you have to do is look at one stat, and that is their block numbers. It tells you how tight their D has been. They've been going out of their way to smother the defense.
And also, guys, they pushed the ball and been able to score in transition, trying to take advantage of playing in the open floor as often as possible.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now here's James. O'Neal passes to James. James absolutely owning the inside.
Powerful move by LeBron inside, not letting anything stop him from getting his shot.
Time call here. The 80s team will talk it over. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Kobe's checked in for Tracy McGrady. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. I was able to listen in on what the 80s team coach went over with his guys. Now, they've been happy with the way the team is shooting. He reminded players to keep taking those threes, that they've had some clean looks. And when the three goes in, it's always a welcome sight. Guys?
Thank you, David. Clock at 6. Pass to Johnson. That three off the mark. Johnson's gone 1 of 4 from the field.
And sometimes Shaq is impossible to guard without fouling. He's this like overwhelming presence.
At the line for your 2000s team, Shaquille O'Neal. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
Well, sending Shaq to the line here is, on paper, the smart foul, but O'Neal might just make them regret it.
The 80s team making a switch here. Gervin's checked in. And he's good on the second.
He left some at the line, but at least he made it a 2-possession game.
Johnson against Iverson. A shot by Johnson, no good. And here's O'Neal. He'll bring it up for the 2000s team. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Now here's James. Allen Iverson on the wing. Looking to end his cold spell. Tries again. And that one's good. Duncan.
And Duncan just superb when he gets in close to the basket. Has a number of moves to choose from, and that soft, delicate touch near the rim.
Ryan against Jordan. McHale kicks to Johnson. They double-team Johnson. Kicks it out to Jordan. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Yeah, putting the team on his back as he often does. The tighter the game gets, the more Jordan wants the ball.
Now here's Bryant. Launches a three. From range. Kobe drills it.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Time called here. The 80s team will talk it over. And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Shaq.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
Iverson against Johnson. Outside Jordan, the three. It's hauled in by LeBron. LeBron's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And the dunk by O'Neal.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. The feed to Bird. Shot from 6. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feet.
Assist from
Johnson's got 4 assists in the game. And here's the 2000s team. They're on a 16-7 run. Johnson with the block. 1:46 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Bird. The rebound by James. LeBron's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Floats one. Iverson with the bucket.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
Johnson against Iverson, and stolen by LeBron. 1:14 left here in the fourth quarter. Johnson against Iverson. Johnson with the block. Jordan looking around. Offensive rebound. McHale. The putback. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
James finds Bryant. Here is Shaq. Here's Iverson. Here's Shaq. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Here's Bird, and it's Bird with the jam.
Seems like nothing bothers Larry Bird. He looks relaxed, scoring even in a high-stakes moment.
So they foul intentionally.
Second team foul.
A chance here to possibly put it out of reach.
This is when you really need to maintain your focus.
Third team foul. At the line for your 2000s team, Allen Iverson, taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. And the 80s team has possession.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Yeah, they got to be disappointed with this result.
And so James will bring it up for the 2000s team. And so it's the 2000s team with the W. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harnett. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. We'll see you next time.